Good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is your girl, Jocelyn Harrison, and welcome to Navigating Now. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited about tonight. If you are watching this via the replay, please put hashtag replay in the comment section. I pray that you are having a great evening, and we are going to go ahead and get this started. So I'm excited tonight because we're going to be talking about navigating the holidays. So I know that this has been a trying year for a lot of people, but the cool thing is that we do serve a God who helps to take us through it all. And I'm excited tonight to have these two great women of God with me. And now this is going to be a practical show, but it's going to be spiritual too, but it's also going to be fun. So we're going to touch on a lot of different things. I thought it was important to have tonight's show because this is going to be such a different holiday for so many people. We're in a pandemic, and so we're not able to gather as we would normally gather. And I know that we've also all been sequestered or quarantined by ourselves or with just our immediate families, and we're not able to reach out and see as many people as we would normally do during the holidays. And so I just thought it was a great time to talk about navigating the holidays. So I'm getting ready to bring in my two wonderful guests, Miss Alicia Redmond, prophetic evangelist Alicia Redmond, and Reverend Lisa Garmon. Welcome, ladies.
Hello, everyone. Hello,
Thank
Jocelyn.
you so much for being here. Okay, so these two people are really special to me. I'm just, look, prophetic evangelist Alicia.
Come on.
And I have been friends for over 20 years. My. Yeah, and we met doing something we both love, which is dancing. And she is, both of them are very fiery. So, most of my friends are kind of fiery, hey. But they're both fiery and passionate and strong, but so loving and have such great hearts for God and great hearts for people. Alicia is the founder of Alicia Redmond Ministries. Oh my gosh, she's a prophet, she's a teacher, she's an apostle, she's an evangelist. And she has been spreading the gospel around the country she has people in other nations that listen to her messages. She is author of several books, and she is
Girl, I'm like, what?
She is a total creative.
Yes.
Amen.
A director of film and television projects. She is a producer of film and television projects, and she's also directs stage plays, and she's an actress. Besides being an entrepreneur, I mean, what else can you say? But,
Okay, that's quite a bit.
What I love most about her is her heart, though, for people, and her tell it like it is nature. Now, I could say basically the same thing about Lisa Garmon, who is actually my spiritual mother and my friend and my, confidant and my shoulder as well. And I just admire her so much. She is a woman of her word. She, if she says yes, her yes is yes. And her no, maybe it could turn into a yes, but her yes is definitely her yes. It may say a no too. Definitely a yes. And she is the first lady of Word of Faith Love Center in East Point, Georgia, and she is also a gifted teacher, prophet, really an evangelist too. And loves the Lord. She is the founder of At the Table, which is it's At the Table's women's ministry, and she is the founder of Table Talk 2.0 right here on Facebook. And she helps to uplift women. She is a leader of leaders and helps other leaders, women especially, in their calling, to helps to turn them toward their calling, which they're both similar at also, and just truly has guided thousands of people, men and women, with love and grace. And she can tell you about grace. I'm telling you, she can. Now that might be a whole nother broadcast, but she can tell you about grace. But anyway, so I wanted them on here specifically for a couple of reasons. First of all, with First Lady, that's what I'm calling. She is the Christmas Queen. Okay,
Yes, I am.
she is the Christmas Queen.
Yes.
And so I felt that we could all glean from her Chris. Oh.
Come
Yes,
on, Jesus.
yes.
Come on, Jesus.
Yes, Christmas Queen. Yes.
Okay.
The
That's
Christmas
one
Queen.
crown.
Okay, she's ready with the crowns. Come on.
Ah,
Oh.
Okay,
one.
come on now.
Come on, Jesus. Okay.
See, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have fun tonight. She came ready, okay? So I definitely wanted her on here because she has a lot of great ideas. First Lady is a wife and is the mother of 3 beautiful children, and she's a Christmas queen, okay? Alicia, I wanted to. It was so interesting because what I wanted to do is have different perspectives. Alicia is a single female, not a Christmas queen, working on, you know, how would we say this? Working on, like, well, she has like beautiful decorations in the back. I see.
Yeah.
So she is
You know,
substantially.
I'm trying. This was actually my first year since I moved from Atlanta to do any kind of decorating, except for those that little stocking back there on the wall there. That's one of two. For me and Layla, my dog. So this is really kind of the first year during this pandemic, as we're talking about how we can kind of bring more joy into our lives right now, that I decided to do something special.
And then there's me. Nothing. Okay. I thought about trying, but I said, why? I mean, I haven't decorated in years. Okay. Let me just be honest. I love Christmas though. I love Christmas.
Yeah.
But I haven't decorated anything. So I'm trying to step up my game. And so I'm hoping to glean from them. And so maybe we can all glean one another. So we're gonna have some fun tonight. Okay, so ladies, what I did want to start out by talking about, I'm trying to get my headspace right, y'all. By talking about what this Christmas means, what Christmas means, but especially what it means during this season that we're in right now. And so, Alicia, I'm going to start with you. And then when Alicia finishes, and I don't think I may have questions. If not, if I'm silent, Sister Lisa, you go right on ahead.
Okay. Well, of course, Jesus is the reason for the season. Amen. But this year has been, just so different for so many of us because of what's happening with COVID, that I do believe that it has caused us to kind of reevaluate our relationships, our family relationships, our friendships. And I know it has made me look at things a little bit differently and cherish these relationships more and value these relationships more. It's a different thing when I think, oh yeah, I'm coming home for Christmas. But that might not be the best thing to do for the safety of my as well as my own safety. And so it's kind of different when you're told you can't or you shouldn't do something when you have always had the freedom to do so. And so looking at it from that standpoint, it has just really made me just reevaluate and want to travel a little bit more to see my family much more often, so from that standpoint, um, but we are here, and what do we do from here? So I'm gonna let First Lady,
Yeah. And
or
I'm
if
just going
that's
to
what
jump.
you want. Okay.
If anybody sees me looking down, I'm taking notes, y'all. Okay. Go ahead, Sister Lisa.
Okay, so just navigating them now, during this time of season, I definitely think what the prophet said, prophetess Alicia was talking about, just your relationships. During this pandemic, I thought I knew my husband.
Mm, mm.
Okay, so you really don't come to know someone as well as you think you know them until you're in close quarters for more than 2 hours.
Mm.
So, what has happened with us and our children, because they had to come home because of COVID? Of course, my college kids had to come home, and then my son had to become virtual, and then my husband had to be home more often. And so, my quiet, safe haven became a train station. Uh, and and I was like,
Mm.
whoa, Jesus! I don't know what's going on here, but it is or continues to be a wonderful experience, because in building our relationships, we've been able to not just recreate some things, but we've created additional memories. I did not know, I really thought I was the Monopoly champion until about 4 weeks ago when I lost to my husband because he landed on boardwalk. So the game lasted 3 days. 3 days. So that was a wonderful memory we created. We had not played board games. My son stayed on his game, was a Nintendo or whatever that is that they play. And Rachel and Brianna, they were barely here because, Rachel, she's Greek now. Go figure. And then Brianna, she's in school. She's in nursing school. So they were never here. I get an opportunity that most parents will not have as their kids grow in their adult stage, is to continue to see them grow in this first part of their adult stage. So the relationships that we have now is deeper than the one we had pre-COVID. I know more
Mm.
about them in this season than I
Mm.
possibly would not have known if they were at school. So yes, it's just a building upon relationships, and you want to build upon those relationships that matter the most. I think a lot of people were building upon relationships that did not matter,
Mm.
or they thought mattered. People that they thought cared about them and really didn't, but they didn't know it until now because they haven't called them since COVID. And so now I believe God has caused us to come back home and build upon the ones that really matter, with the people
Amen.
that are going to be there for you for the rest of your life. So that's just one thing that that I have benefited from. I'm so glad we're closed in, and it doesn't mean that I have to cook every day either. God is so good, so good. I'm teaching them to cook.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so let me ask you this. So then, okay, if we take some of the things that you said, tell me then how, or give us suggestions, which you've basically done, but I want you to do it within this framework.
Okay.
Give us suggestions on how we can reframe our mindset regarding this time and even the holidays. Because I know also the holidays can be hard for people who may have lost family, because this has been a season where I've known more people closer to me or within, this whole 6 degrees of separation that
Yeah.
have passed away this year from various things, not just COVID, but COVID as well. Um, help help us to reframe that.
I think just, and I hope that I answer this correctly in reframing it. Consider your paradigms first. I think that needs to be tweaked a little bit. And in considering that, you want to just sit down for a moment, use this time to reframe. And what you're going to do is not consider the things of old, the things in the past. That's gone. It's not going to work. Things that used to work in the past, it's not going to work in the season that we're in right now. So for the way I reframed our time being here during the holiday season, even before Thanksgiving, I had to make sure that I did what I call restructuring and reorganizing. So I reorganized my day, restructured my whole entire life so that the time that I have was reprioritized. And in doing that, I could, it actually, I developed a roadmap that focused on family first, not work, not, the activities, but family first. So in restructuring, considering work and considering activities, now we have family activities, not pastors riding his bike, first lady is going, to watch Hallmark and just binge for 4 hours, which is not bad. I think that's really Jesus. Hallmark is of God. And so, you're not doing
I
things.
agree, First Lady. I agree.
I was waiting on that. Amen. Let me just take a look. Anybody have
Amen.
socks and a t-shirt? I mean, I have the t-shirt for Hallmark. I have the socks that's, underneath the bottom when you put your feet up, it says, if you can read these socks, don't disturb me because I'm watching Hallmark. And I have a sweatshirt. I'm just, Hallmark is just of God. I believe that. So anyway, okay, let me get back. Let me come back. So just that restructuring includes my family more now. The people that I actually love, that I'm trying to create these memories with, to reframe that, you have to go back to the plan and restructure, reorganize your life that it would include your family members. So I think that's just one very small point that people can take. Now, my question is, for maybe the profit test on the line, what if you don't like the family in your house? And I'm just, I'm being honest. Some people don't like the people they live with, and they living with, and the reason why I asked that question, maybe someone will get blessed by this, because what Pastor and I noticed is that the rate of domestic violence went up
Mm,
tremendously when COVID first started. They really
yeah.
didn't like the people that they were living. I'm sure there are women that were trapped during COVID. But I will still go back to that plan of, listen, honey, you're going to have to sit down, redirect, and restructure. Get your mind and your relationship with the Lord so tight that He would infuse you with such courage, you'll get up and leave and not worry about the rest of it. So that is something, when you're in that position, if you restructure your thought process, maybe you don't have to live in that trap doing it. Just a thought.
Yeah. When you said that you don't like, I didn't quite go that extreme. However, in my head, however, I would have to agree with you on that. And I do remember seeing those reports
Yeah.
of how domestic violence it increased, when COVID first started. And like I said, I would have to agree with you on that, because no one should be in a place
Yeah.
where they are being abused.
Right. Right.
Uh, you know, all abuse is horrible, but physical abuse, mental abuse,
Yeah.
all abuse is mental. It all messes with your mind. But yeah, no one should be in that place. And I would pray that that women would, or whoever is in that situation, could gather the strength to do what they need to do for themselves and or possibly their children. So
Yeah.
um, now if it's just, I don't like you right now because we're just spending a little too much time together, and I'm getting tired of your I'm getting tired of smelling your socks every day, then I would say let's create some boundaries.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
let's create some time. I would have to say one of the best situations that I had ever seen, and probably like still today, is my mother and uh, her ex-husband. She's remarried now, um, and he's deceased. But he had his spot upstairs. She had her spot downstairs, and it worked for them. When they needed their time. That was kind of like his man cave, and she had the downstairs area, and it worked for them. And so, if you have to kind of assign some areas or assign some time, in this spot, this is going to be my time in this space right here, then do that, do that. But find something that works for you so that you don't get to the point where things are becoming a little too serious and too stressful or too pressured for you. So, I say the minute you start feeling something, deal with it, address it. Don't let it
Mhm.
fester. Don't let it sit.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hey, okay, well, let's see how we can find a solution here. You know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. So even with that, okay, so you have a situation where you have a lot of people in the house, and you have to deal with those dynamics. What if you are single and you live alone? And I know I've heard a lot of singles that they may have felt isolated or more lonely, or wanted a boo. And how you gonna get a COVID boo? You gonna get a COVID boo? What you gonna do? It's like what is how you gonna navigate the relationship? But but how can
Come
you
on, Jesus.
Boy, I bet online dating is like through the roof right now.
do? I mean, it has to be. It has to
It
be.
has
It
to
has to
be.
be.
It has to be.
Alicia, what are your thoughts on being single, um, and really navigating this time? Because now it's nesting season. It's the time that we like to nest and snuggle and all that. But even more so, once again, because of what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, personally, because I don't have that boo right now, um, I find that finding things that you love helps.
That's true.
Finding things that you love to do, finding activities that you love. Music, I love music. I love movies. I love creativity. I love arts and crafts. So I'm kind of even rediscovering arts and crafts again. Um, I went and I bought a like a calligraphy pen, because I love like writing, and I just love the artisticness, artistic nature of that kind of writing. And so, find things that you really love to do. Most of all, of course, get just that relationship with God,
Yeah.
and getting in his presence. However, I do understand, the Bible also says man should not be alone. It's not good that man be alone. But just because you are alone does not mean that you have to be lonely. And so, I talk to Jocelyn almost every day.
Yeah.
I talk to my friends
Yeah.
almost every day. And I have, other friends that I talk to, or, I'm not one who is afraid to do the restaurants right now. I wear my mask and we sit in the spot and put the mask back on and leave. So I still do those kinds of things, not recommending it for anyone, but that's just me personally. But I find things that I like to do. And that is what helps me, things that fulfill my spirit. And to speak to First Lady's point about reprioritizing and restructuring, there are some things that I know that God has told me to do that I haven't done yet, that this is actually giving me the time to work on.
Yes.
So I'm let me tell you, I'm focused on that. That's a priority for me. Um, because I don't have family to here in my home to be concerned about, and so I can kind of focus on those things right now. So take the time, whatever, take advantage of the time in the best way that you can, and the best way that works for you and your family.
And what Alicia was saying, you mentioned one word, you mentioned to rediscover. And when you mentioned that word, I heard, you rediscover to be discovered.
Mm,
Ooh.
all right.
So if you are
Some, can
single,
somebody write that down in the comment section for me? Somebody write that down. Can you say that again, please, First Lady?
you rediscover okay, let me take a little bit further. You rediscover your relationship with God, your first love, so that He can
Yes.
prepare you to be discovered.
Ooh.
So if you skip this opportunity, this time, that's really your fault, because He has given you a gift. He's answering your questions. He is trying to make sure that your every desire is met. But are you meeting His desire to be with you first, so He can form and fashion you into a wife that is worthy of the man that He has already prepared for you? So if you miss out on the opportunity, think back on COVID. You would
I gotta go on mute so I can laugh.
and that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm telling you, and that goes for wives as well. Just because you are married, don't think that you have discovered everything about your man. The word simply reads, if you read in your Bible, to know, your husband, and you can come to know many things about him now in this season where he is. He is not the same man you married. He's someone totally different now. And this is a time where if you want to grow, you want to develop, you want to mature, you want to run a business together, you want to not feel like you're a wife all the time, a mother all the time, but you want to feel woman now. You need to get in this, what I call cave, this bubble that God has already provided for marriages. And when you come out, you won't just be wife and mother. You'll come on, let me get mine too, Pam, because we having some tea right now. You hold on, let me sip, honey. And then you will come out woman. Because don't forget, He created man. You're the one with the womb, and if you don't understand that you're the one with the power, we have a problem, Houston. Somebody needs to get on the radio, get some reception here, because God has already told you from the beginning the power that you have. Go back to Genesis and read it.
And on that note,
Okay.
So this is a time for reflection. Whether you're single or whether you're married, just reflect on your first love. Maybe to change your little attitude, and you can get a man. Sip again. Oh.
sip.
That'll keep me from saying some things like, you don't say everything on your mind.
Right. Well, I told the people that we were going to be real tonight. I did do the pre-warning that we were going to be real tonight. Like, this was not going to be like a sugarcoat conversation.
Okay.
That we're really here to help people. That's why we navigate now, to really help people. So you got to be real.
And sometimes it takes a little medication. Our medication doesn't taste good. Most of it is bitter. And so you're just going to have to swallow this little pill, because this is a time of reflection. If we took this time, no matter your status, whether you have a lot of money or you have a little bit of money, whether you're single or you're married, whether you're a single mom or just if you whatever it may be, this is your time of reflection, and we need to take advantage of it. The first thing you need to reflect back to is your first love, your King of Kings. Get with him. If you don't have a prayer closet, you could have cleaned your closet out and made one by now. If you have not set up an altar in your home, there's a new strand of COVID out there now that they're saying that's 75% more contagious as of today. It was reported. You need to set up that altar. If you have not decided you were going to get some anointing oil and go ahead and anoint all of your doorposts right now, you need to get out there and do that. God has given us much time to be obedient, is basically what I'm saying.
That is wonderful. That is, yeah. I mean, I've definitely felt the press. You know, Alicia and I've definitely been talking about this, and so have you and our First Lady, to really be obedient.
Yeah.
You know, and really use this time and season to be obedient, which is why I'm even doing this, actually. And so man, that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna switch gears just a little bit. First of all, everybody, in one post I asked everybody to bring their cocoa or their tea or whatever they wanted to, and just join us in this conversation. So I have my little tumbler, and what I have in here is real simple. I just needed some water today, like for real. I was gonna make some tea, but I was rolling today, and I just didn't get a chance to. But I did need some water, so I just have water in mine.
Well, I'm not drinking water.
What you drinking, First Lady?
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Warm lemonade.
Ooh, that was really what I wanted. Alicia, what about you?
The tea. I have the tea.
No.
I really do have the tea. It's mint tea.
Yeah, see, I was going to be all nice like the prophet, and I had my turmeric, my orange turmeric, all sitting out and pretty and everything. And then I opened the refrigerator. You know, that's just like the enemy. He'll always open up something that you're not supposed to have. And I saw that Simply lemonade and went, I bet that's good warmed up. And so try something new. And you know, when you are in your home, I believe God calls us to be very creative. He's stirring up things on the inside, but we're ignoring
it. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
So, you know, we don't know how to do what our ancestors did a long time ago and make breakfast for dinner when you don't have the funds. You sit down and you sew the stitching in a garment you haven't worn, or you clean out your closet that you haven't worn in a long time, or you clean your closet out to make room for other things. You know, I think that's God is causing our creativity to be stirred up, just like starting a book. This is a time where if there were books to be written, they should be, it should be a plethora of books for women right now. But the question is still asked, are we taking advantage of the time that we have been given to reevaluate, to restructure, to remember, to be redirected, and to be obedient? So I would ask the question tonight, what have you done with the time that God has given to you? He is the reason for the season, and we're in the season, but what reason are you giving him not to be obedient? You know, so let me just go and drink some more.
Yeah, go on and drink some more.
Obedience is the word of the season.
Yes,
it really is.
Yes,
we have to understand what is it that God has told us to do that we haven't done. What is he calling us to do now? He may say, you know, no, put that was for that time. There's something different that I want you to do right now. And we have to have the ear to hear
Come
and be
on.
obedient
Yeah.
and be obedient. Like I'm telling you, obedience right now will bring you so much success if you will do what it is he's telling you to do, and that's in any area, whatever area. But if you will do it, I'm telling you.
You'll get the prize. And I was when you were talking, Prophet, I was just thinking to myself, I wonder where we would be or what would have happened if Mary was not obedient.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So this is interesting. So I on my joyous living on Wednesdays, I've been talking about obedience. And I got this and for some reason I'm forgetting a word, but for obey, I am using our belief encourages yield. But it's not just yield as in surrender, but yield as in produce.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Our
Mm.
beliefs encourage yield. And so I just believe that if we can even just look at it practically, I mean, even relationally, obviously relationally, but if he's the master, right?
Yeah.
He's the creator, so he knows how we are built, and he knows what works best for us. So it is to our advantage to obey, and just be obedient to that word, to that right now. I mean, he's always speaking to us, but he speaks to us in various ways. That's why it's good to know him for yourself, because he speaks to Alicia different than he speaks to me. He
Mhm.
speaks to the First Lady different than he speaks to Alicia, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. And so that's why it's so important to understand his voice and know his voice, and also to have people who around you who know him too. Who
Yeah.
can
Oh,
be
yeah.
a voice of wisdom. And that's, I mean, I definitely
Yes.
both
Come
said
on.
that, just about rediscovering like your relationships. Like this has really been like, what did y'all say? Y'all said rediscovery, redirection, and reevaluation.
Yeah.
So many things in our lives. And I think, definitely having someone who won't tell you what you want to hear, but tell you what you need to hear.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
lined up with the Father. Is so very vital during this season, especially during this season, because especially if you are feeling out of sorts or not like yourself, or things aren't kind of like what you thought they were going to be, um,
Right.
it's important to have someone who can speak life, or to just tell you like it is too,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
and not surrounding yourself. I mean, this is a great time to reevaluate your relationships and your friendships. Some people you may have to give a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumb out, too. You know what I'm saying? Just, as you look at yourself, and you may find that you may have more joy even in a season like this, because you are carrying relationships that are not fruitful.
Right. Yeah.
And so even as we think about navigating this holiday, think about the relationships. Are there people that you like to maybe create a relationship with, or to get to know better? Like, take this time to do that. And I think that would even bring more joy into, your life.
Yeah. Even, when you're
Absolutely.
speaking of, creating or just building upon those relationships during this time of the year, I know, Reverend Harrison, what we did with some of the young girls at the church. And there was one young lady, and she just shared with us. She said, "Oh, thanks for showing me how to give during this time of the season." Which what they did, we did like a little outreach with some of the young girls we're mentoring, and they, with their mom and their mentor, uh, blessed a less fortunate young lady with a box of needed items. And the mentee mentioned that during this time of COVID, if it had not been for COVID and them having something to rediscover about themselves, she said that was the first time that she and her mother ever shopped together, the first time they ever wrapped a gift together, the first time, they did anything like that. together, and she was so thankful. So it was I think during the season, God is wanting to do a win-win with people, and that means it's not a, it's just not a one-way street, one-sided. He is promoting win-win situations. I mean, it is wide open right now. Everybody should be winning. The only thing you should be losing is COVID. So that just rediscovering, reevaluating, I think this is a perfect time for doing that. And restructuring, definitely. I've restructured a lot of things here in my house. Lord, thank you for helping me to reorganize things because I remember T.D. Jakes saying that a good leader cannot function or think well in chaos. So this is a great time for us to reorganize things in our lives so that when we come out, we've already thought about it. Our thinking process is totally different. That's this way you can really operate in excellence. So all of those things that we've mentioned tonight, I think that's just a plethora of information people can really start using if they would just write it down and intentionally walk it out. Intentionally walk it out. So just, this is a season where we remember that hope is right at our fingertips.
Marvina asked a question. What if they don't want to that relationship with you? Like, remember I said something about, what about building relationships? You want to build relationships with other people.
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't want that relationship with you?
Do they? Okay. Yeah, I think.
And if you can add more context, Marvina, you can do that too if you want to. But
yeah, I think she would have to be a little bit more specific with that. I'm real. It's very difficult for me to answer. Maybe Alicia can with, and I don't know if she wants to get that personal about it. If they don't want it, okay. Let me get. Hold on.
You about to get your tea? Okay.
When a person does not want a relationship with me, I just move on. I move on after praying, God, is there an assignment for me here? Because the move is not my choice. I don't have to want to be there with that person. But if that person doesn't want to be with me, and there are many people that didn't want to be with me, that now they're with me for the rest of my life. I'm like, oh. There are lessons to be learned. So I would say, since it's general, that she really needs to pray unto the Lord and ask God, is this an assignment for me? If this person doesn't want to be with me, let me see. Hey, maybe they don't realize that now. Maybe it's because I'm giving them the truth. Maybe it's because I'm supposed to be a mentor in their life, someone that gives them direction and they don't like it, that helps them to grow and mature. And that's really hard. But I would, just pray unto the Lord and ask him, are we to be together? It's just like a marriage. It's like dating. I'm not going to date somebody that doesn't want me. I'm not going to, push myself on someone. Or she could, if she doesn't get an answer from God, just sit and wait. Until you get that answer, because you don't want to, like my mom used to say, throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I think I need a little bit more when you say they don't want to be with me, because it could be different reasons why they don't want to be with another person.
Right. Yeah. Is it something that is salvageable? Is it you more information would be needed to give a proper assessment. But I think what First Lady has said is very wise.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, we're gonna switch gears just a little bit. Now I am gonna, don't want to ask this. Okay, well, before we go to the fun stuff, because look, our time is almost up, y'all. Our time is almost up. That went by fast.
I can't believe it.
What time? What?
Yeah, I know. What can you say to someone who, I don't know if it would be any different actually from what you've already said. And also, can someone put this in the comment before I ask this question? We're going to use this time for redirection, rediscovery, Uh-oh, I can't read my writing. Reevaluation and restructuring. Too. So redirect, rediscover, restructure, reevaluate.
Yeah.
Can I throw another re in there?
Yes. Bring a read.
Yes. Let's make it 5. Let's go on and
Yeah.
Grace.
Redefine.
Come on. That's
Ah,
good.
yes.
That's good.
Come on. The
That's
Lord
what she needs to do with that person that doesn't like her, honey. She needs to redefine the relationship. Maybe that's
have,
what's going on. Come on, Holy Spirit.
Okay, so wait a minute.
hello.
Here's what she said. Wait, hold that redefine. But here's what she said. She says, I mean, we aren't equally yoked, but because of title. So what I don't know if the title of the person, like if it's okay, go on, Alicia.
Yeah, we don't know what that
Okay.
means. However, I would say, as in the case of David, like that whole title and authority thing, I have gone through that. And so I would say, just as First Lady already said, be very prayerful about what you should do, because sometimes authority or title or whatever that case is can treat us as though they don't want us, but God has said no, you stay here for a
Mm.
second because there's some things that you need to get right here, and you might even need to be delivered from rejection. So I see the eye.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
and whatever else that God wants to do within you and teach you even. So be very prayerful about that. Uh, but then there will come a time, that God is saying, all right, it's time to move on to the next thing. But you just want to make sure that you are in God's timing. And that is so important because it affects your next. It affects the level in which you go in God, even. It can affect that. So just make sure that uh, you are obedient to whatever God tells you.
Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome. Yes.
That's good.
Okay. Thank you for that. I think that's good right there. Y'all dropping some nuggets today, y'all. Okay, let's talk about that redefine. I'm sorry I cut you off, but I did want to talk about that. Get because she had some follow up information. Talk about that redefining, Alicia.
So, one thing that, the Lord has been speaking a lot about relationships. Just even Sunday, I talked about that and how God is, you know, uh, asking us to look at the relationships that are around you. And one of the words that just really stuck out to me was redefine.
Wow.
And some of our relationships need to be redefined. And whatever that looks like, I like I have a friend that does she's a virtual assistant. And I'm like, I might need to employ you. I might need to hire you, for this piece. That would be a redefinition of our relationship, because we've had a friendship, but never like and a working relationship from a business standpoint. So, it's like people grow and people have different strengths. Like, don't look at, listen, this is a word for somebody.
Mm.
Stop looking at people the way that you used to look at them and see them 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago. Stop doing that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and understand who they are right now.
Yes. Yes.
Come on. God has moved them on from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. They are
Oh,
not
yeah.
the same person. They are not the
Amen.
same person. Come on.
Amen.
So you need to ask God, show me this person. because our relationship may need some redefining here, because I'm still treating them a certain way. Maybe they're still treating me a certain way, and they need to see me, where I am right now and who I am right now. So,
Yeah.
That's good.
okay.
That's good. I think a lot of us are going through that. I
Yeah.
think we'll continue to go through that because coming out of COVID, we're not going to be the same. They either grow with you or they don't. They grow apart from you because
Yes.
they're not, like you said, they don't treat you like the person you are now. Why would you treat me like I'm 5 years old and I'm 50 plus? You don't know me. You're a different person than you were last year.
Yeah.
So, that, like you said, redefining the relationship. So I think that is key now, being quarantined, and it's going to be even more critical after quarantine.
Yes.
Because can you imagine going back to your job in a building and you treat a
Mm,
person who has been promoted like they were demoted?
Mm.
right.
Or treat a person that has been demoted like they were promoted, vice versa. Or if you go, let's just say you go back to church, you know how, and you treat someone that God has dealt with their heart.
Mm,
Come on now. Come on.
You treat them like the last time you saw them at church, but you don't know what God did with them during quarantine. Maybe He delivered them from something, freed them up from something. Maybe there's just a list of things that God can do. Maybe He did a miracle work in their life, and you are treating them like Joe when he's turned into Joseph.
Come on.
mm.
So yeah, redefine the relationships. How so, prophetess, how often should we do that with people?
Ooh. That's a good question. I think I think when people begin, when even when okay, when number one, perhaps when friction begins to happen,
Ah, that's good.
and when you see, oh, like, well, they used to do this, or they used to like this,
Uh-huh.
but something has changed. So we need to begin to delve into that and ask some questions, and see what's happening here, because maybe they're changing.
Mhm.
They used to love to go to the movies, and now they don't. Now they don't want to, now they don't want to do that, or what, I mean, that's
That's
trivial,
good.
um but also, I think that people, just like you need a headshot, a good headshot every time you change your hairstyle, or you gain or lose weight, or
Hold on.
like, this needs to be something. It's part of good communication. Come
Did she say lose weight?
on.
I hope the Lord does. I really do hope, God need to do a quick work in me. I'm so sorry. Mm.
We need, and I would
Mhm.
say, that's usually that's a 2 year thing. You can usually keep a headshot for about 2 years. After that, 10 years, we don't want to see that 10-year-old headshot anymore. We don't want to do it. But that's another show. But I'm saying that to say, just like that happens so often, I think just good communication, period, will help you stay on track with someone,
Okay.
so that you don't kind of get off track and you begin to have that friction.
Yeah, yeah,
If you have good communication in the first place, you'll find yourself, I think, moving forward with that person.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. This is so good. This is so rich. And okay, we're gonna leave in a second, y'all. But or maybe longer than a second. But before we go to the fun stuff, because I'm going to end on the fun stuff, I think. What is because we didn't get to the decorating stuff. But which I think we've really been talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm fine if you all say what we've just said, basically. But I know that a lot of people, during the holidays, people want to give to their family. They want to buy gifts. They want to do this. They want to do that. And we know that some people, have lost, a lot of people
Yeah.
lost jobs, or had to do furloughs or taking pay cuts. We know that the Senate, the House, they're trying to pass. Well, they passed it, right? I think they're still doing whatever they need to do. But there are people who may not be in the same situation today financially that they were in even last year or even in January.
Right.
And so what would you say to them about navigating this holiday and how to see the holiday and still find that joy, which may not be any different than what we talked about, but I wanted to speak directly to that person. And what are some things we can do that they can do? Either
Well,
one. I don't care.
I would. Wait, I just talked. Go ahead, First Lady.
I think, for someone who has a temporary financial situation that is going on, because it is very temporary, because our God owns everything, and having that mindset first would allow them to get through this holiday season. For someone who has lost a loved one, unfortunately, possibly to COVID, knowing that they are in the loving arms of Jesus, and yet they are still celebrating with you in spirit, will help them get through it. And I say those two things because I think it's all about your mindset. So whether I've been in a place where, didn't have the finances to have a Christmas tree or to decorate a Christmas tree. And when I really desperately wanted to do it. And so I did the best that I could. If you got to strike a candle and sit it up in a cup, do your thing, woman of God. Nobody knows that on the inside of your walls, but you and God. Just look at it this way. I don't think it's about all the glitz and glamour and the lights and everything when it comes to celebrating the birth of Christ. I think it's about what's in your heart. So whether you have a Christmas tree, a candle, or a match, God knows what's in your heart. Whether you have a turkey ham dressing or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you just go get you a little cookie cutter and cut it out into a little turkey and put it on your table and thank God it's more than water. And so I think it's the way that you celebrate his birthday, not in what you purchase, not always in what you give, but what's in your heart. And it goes back to that reflection or that remembering we were talking about in the beginning. Remember the reason for the season. It is not, okay, I'm gonna win the best yard in the neighborhood contest. It is not, I'm gonna go and shop online until I can't, and I'm mad because my packages are not coming because USPS is behind. It is not about, all the things that I could continue to list. It is about you celebrating him and thanking him, remembering him, restructuring your relationship with him to the point where he understands and knows without a shadow of a doubt, just like he's with you and never will forsake or leave you, you won't do that to him. No matter how bad the situation gets, you will always turn back to your first love, married, single, in whatever happened in your past. This is a season you need to get your reason to celebrate him.
And just to add a little piece to that, we have to learn, and sometimes God takes us through certain things to learn how to be content wherever we are. I have learned, how to be abound or be in that a place of abundance, and I learned how to be in a low place.
Yes.
And I'm content wherever I am because I know that God cares for me. It when you're in that place, it really is a place of you do a lot of soul searching, and there is purging that happens. God can purge us of pride. You know, if we are used to being the one who always buying gifts, and we're always, you know, we're that one. Everybody's looking for us, you know, on Christmas. But
Mhm.
sometimes he's doing something on the end. If you're in that place during that particular season where you're always the one, maybe he's doing something on the inside of you, and
Yeah.
maybe he wants to just kind of strip you of some things during this time. And that's not a bad thing. It really isn't. And it seems bad when you're going through it. I have been through it. You know, it seems bad when you're going through it, but I promise you that if you just really hold on to the Lord and allow him to do whatever he is trying to do in your heart, you're going to be lifted again. You know, he exalts the humble. So you will be lifted again, but sometimes, you know, we go through those times of and seasons of humility, you know, of being in that place. And if you allow God to use it and to do whatever he needs to do, you'll be better for it. You really will. I promise.
Amen. Amen. I think we could all we can all use, like you said, no matter where you are on the spectrum financially, or if everything's going great, or if everything seems like it's going wrong. You're right. It's all about the perspective.
Let me
It's
tell you,
Yeah.
you
keeping
know, you're
peace.
grateful, God, girlfriend, great. It makes you so grateful.
Yeah.
It gives you a grateful heart, and it helps your compassion, it helps you love people more, it helps you want to help people more and give to people more.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if you let it do what it's meant to do, and birth whatever God is trying to do in you, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
your heart will be better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if I told you this, Alicia. Like, I have a mentor. She's been my coach before, and she and one of her good girlfriends sometimes go to the grocery store and will put like $5 bills, just insert them behind a can. You know what I'm saying? Like, for whoever
Mm,
whoever gets it,
mm,
they get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not
right.
no advertisement, no whatever. And you're right. Even if you are in a situation where you can freely give. I mean, we can all give no matter what, right?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
We can give something.
You can give some a penny or
Time,
time or any whatever your gift.
your gift. Come on.
So I also know that it also helps that when you take the focus off of yourself and what you're going through so much, and then turn it to someone else,
Definitely.
then
Yes.
that also changes your perspective.
Yeah.
And even in this season of giving, that is, which I know is what you guys did, First Lady, with the young ladies. You
Yeah.
take the focus off of yourself, because then you're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking less about yourself, and I think it even goes back to the pride that you mentioned, Alicia. And when you can see someone else, and when you can help someone else, that just fills your heart and changes your own perspective on your own life and on life in general. So I think, we have to consider that as well, during the season. I don't know in all seasons, but, definitely during this season. That was awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get you some fun stuff right quick. Okay, y'all, let me
Let's
tell
go get to the good part.
Wait,
you, First
wait a
Lady
minute.
is
Wait a minute before we get to the good
go on.
part.
Mm-hmm.
Some people who are not tech savvy, they don't check how much charge they have on their phones, right? So you
Right.
guys keep going. I need to go get my charger. So just
Okay,
enjoy the decorations
I'm gonna
behind
enjoy
me.
the tree.
Yeah,
We got you.
I will be right back.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna enjoy the
We're gonna
tree.
enjoy the tree. Yes, I
Okay.
do want First Lady to
All we,
tell
all we need is a little music, huh?
you. Okay, you got some music, Alicia? Look, First Lady does have like 10 trees in her house. I want her to tell y'all about her
We got
decoration.
We have to see that.
when she
Yes.
gets back. Now, I don't know how much we'll be able to see if she's going to take us to anyone other than the one she's sitting in front of. But she does have about 10 trees. So y'all hold on with us. But Alicia, while I have you here, tell me, what are you planning to do for Christmas? How are you planning on celebrating?
Well, I am going to probably go to a friend's house, and I have already bought my tickets for Wonder Woman. Hello, in the theater.
Okay.
That's what I'll be doing.
I was gonna ask you all about. I think I was gonna ask you about the movie too. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to see it. I'm just going. I'm trying to find. I got my mat. I'm ready. I'm ready. And they have, their seating is socially distanced, so you can, you can. I'm going to enjoy Wonder Woman in the theater.
Okay. Wonder Woman. It's 1984, right? It's 1984.
Yes,
It's
yes,
1984.
yes,
Okay. So
yes.
now you and your family, are you all doing a Zoom? Because your
Oh, yes, yes,
family lives like miles, from you.
yes. They do live miles from me, and so I am. I just contacted them about. It's kind of a little hard because everybody does have like different households, and so it's a little iffy trying to find a time
Okay.
to come together.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to try to make that happen. I suggested, hey, let's just do a Zoom where my little niece, she can at least kind of show us her gifts, and we can just see each other's faces on Christmas. And so we'll hopefully that will flesh out. But
Yes.
that's something that I would definitely, recommend. Like I thought about maybe I could do like a Christmas cousins call or something,
Oh,
on
that's
Zoom,
cute.
because I haven't seen them either, in a very long time. So I don't have much time to to plan these things, but I am going to try them. Um, what are you planning on doing, Jocelyn?
Well, I have a small family, so it is. I really don't actually have anything planned. Usually, the holidays are very, very chill for me,
Mhm.
and so it will probably be very, very chill. But now that you mentioned Wonder Woman, I might
Okay.
venture like double mask, triple mask,
Right. Exactly.
wrap
Right.
up type, my own oxygen.
Up. I'll have a scarf on this way, scarf on this way, with just my eye.
Okay.
I
I'm
I
trying
might.
to get my. Y'all
Okay,
keep on
you want me to?
talking. I'm over here fooling with this electronic
Okay,
devices.
okay. I might take. I might do that. I might just do that. But actually, I don't have anything planned. And what I was trying to decide is like, what kind of games, could I do? And do you have any suggestions?
I do.
Okay.
So,
Let's set up.
so I went online, and I just, and you all can Google virtual Christmas games even. So that's what I did. I Googled virtual Christmas games, and I'll just give you some of the names of the ones that showed up if
Okay.
anyone is interested. There was a Christmas charade game. I mean, these are virtual games. So you have Christmas charades. There's a Christmas song emoji Pictionary, and so I saw, some of the little emojis. It's their emojis that result into a song. It's in like the little, like you might see the musical notes with the little bells, and it's jingle bells. It's really cute stuff. Christmas Family Feud, Christmas conversation starters. There's a Never Have I Ever. For Christmas.
Yeah.
Have you ever regifted a gift? Right. I'm asking.
Yes, of course I have.
Yes.
You know, you're
Okay.
blessed. You're a blessing. You blessed to bless.
Bless the bless. Come on. There's a Christmas scavenger hunt that you can play on Zoom. So it has like, okay, like candy canes are on the list, and maybe a Christmas mug is on the list. So you go find these things in your home, and you team up, on Zoom, and you're playing with people, and you can go and find those things. There's a Christmas movie trivia quiz, and Jocelyn, there is one. Now, all of these were on Etsy, Etsy.com. So you can find all of these that I'm mentioning on Etsy.
Okay.
There was one, Jocelyn, called Murder at the North Pole.
Oh, I
And I
bet.
was like, oh, this is probably going to be good.
Yeah, I bet you that.
I love a good mystery for those
Yeah.
that like the mysteries. So there's lots out there.
Yeah.
You can really make your virtual gathering a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you just put
Yeah.
a little bit of effort into it, you can really have some fun. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for those suggestions, Alicia. I'm gonna have to check that, especially at Murder Store. I'm gonna have to check that out. Now, First Lady, you are the Christmas queen. You come off mute for a second. You are the Christmas queen.
I'm
Uh-oh.
actually trying to charge my phone with a new charger that you only put your
Okay.
phone up against. It's not in the wall. That's why it's unstable. And I don't want to disconnect.
Okay.
Only got 5% left, so I'm trying to give me one moment. Just take me off. I'm going to go ahead and
Okay.
fix this situation.
I can do that. Okay. Um, okay. So while I have you, I'm going to play with you for a second. Okay. Oh, I want to do that with both of you though. Okay, tell me this. What's your favorite Christmas song, Alicia?
oh gosh, you know, oh gosh, I would have to say, oh, or maybe Oh Holy Night,
Okay.
or okay, you just asked for one, so
Give me another one. Give me another one.
I'll go with Oh Holy Night, O Come. I do love O Come, Emmanuel. And I do love anything Nat King Cole would sing,
Oh,
anything Nat
yeah.
King Cole sings, and
Yeah.
chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Like
Yeah.
I love
The
his
Christmas
voice.
song. Yeah, his
Yeah,
voice.
the Christmas
And if,
song. Yes.
and if you're watching, put in the comment section, like also, well, a couple of things. If you have any other ideas that you want to share with other people about things that you're doing with your family that would be great for someone else to try, put that in the comment section. And tell me what your favorite Christmas song is. Okay, do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
You know what? I think I would have to go with "It's a Wonderful Life." That would, I think that oh god! Every time a bell rings and it swings, yes, that's probably my favorite Christmas movie. I think.
And if you're still hanging with us, I appreciate you because I'm well over my time. But if you let us know in the comment section what your favorite is. You ready for me, First Lady?
Yes, I finally got
Okay.
it recharged.
Okay.
We're good.
Cool. What is your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, Mary, did you know?
Mary, did you know?
Yes, that is my all-time favorite. I
Okay.
absolutely cry every time I hear it.
And no, it's beautiful, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
No, they all come on Hallmark.
I know.
Any Hallmark Christmas movie,
All
right?
of them.
Right,
I don't have a favorite
because
Christmas
they're
movie.
all the same.
Yeah, I love all the Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yes. 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 I'm kind of similar. I love all the Christmas movies. Is somebody typing? I hear typing or something that sounds like typing. That's interesting. I I My favorite Christmas song, I don't know if I have one, but I do love Oh Holy Night too. I mean, I love Oh Holy Night. That's a favorite one for me. And Christmas movie, honestly, I'm like if it's on Hallmark, I'm good.
Right.
Okay. Now I have some this or that questions for you both. So unmute. I only have 5.
Okay.
Um, okay, hot cocoa or apple cider?
Hot cocoa.
I think I go with the hot cocoa came in my mind first, so
Okay. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or Frosty the Snowman?
Frosty.
I think I go with Rudolph.
Okay. Um, um, oh, we got some good things in here. Okay. Colored lights or white lights on
White.
the tree decorating?
White lights. Hands down.
On a tree, I would go with white too.
Okay. I already know the answer to this. I don't even know why I'm asking the two of y'all this. But Hallmark Christmas movies or Lifetime Christmas movies?
Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Okay. Okay.
Although OWN is in there a little bit. OWN
Well,
is
I thought about throwing On in there too, actually. Oh,
okay.
they got some good, yes, they got some
haven't
pretty good.
seen that.
Last Christmas was the last Christmas that they did, that they started, that I remember them doing, starting Christmas movies. So you're gonna have to check those out. But they do have pretty, and they have some this year too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Temptation Silent Night or Mariah Carey Silent Night?
Temptations.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like it. There's Silent Night.
Um, um, okay, from the comment section, I got Temptation Silent Night. I got a couple of Temptation Silent Nights for songs. I got Nicole said Best Man Holiday for favorite Christmas movie. And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, that was so sad though at the end, but it was still a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen says How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I can't see Angela said something, but I can't see it.
See if I can.
Angela said A Christmas Story. So for her movie. Okay, so that was it for this or that. It was really quick. But I wanted to, First Lady, I know we didn't. I wish we could have done a tour of all the trees in the house because I told the people you hate the trees in the house. Now I might have exaggerated a little bit, but I know like you go like way out, and it's beautiful. Like it's like every tree is different. Every tree has its own personality and all of that. What did I just do? Okay, and so tell us about that. And I know like you have this like wonderful story that I just wanted you to share with the people. And I promise y'all we're gonna get off in just a little bit after that. Okay, come on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You sound a little far away. I hear feedback too. I'm gonna mute. Let me see if that helps.
Okay, yeah, that helped. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So the story that Jocelyn is talking about is I just shared with her earlier, I guess yesterday or day before, about a young lady that lives actually diagonally across from my home. And of course, I decorate because I'm a Christmas fanatic. I love celebrating the birth of Christ, and I go all out. It has taken me years to actually accumulate everything that we have. And every time I don't care if it's in June, I'm buying Christmas stuff. But anyway, um, so pastor his responsibility is to decorate the outside of the house the way I say decorate it. Okay. I should get my lemonade on that one. Anyway, I would tell him exactly where to put it. Yes, how many lights to put it, the kind of lights, definitely white lights. And one day one of our neighbors came by and he was just like, hey, my wife is not well. And of course, we knew that she had a CNA going over due to the fact that she was taking chemotherapy. And later on in the season, here we are at Christmas, fast forward, and he came back to the house and he said, I just want to stop by and let you guys just to tell you thank you, because my wife actually loves your Christmas decorations, and I noticed they didn't have any up. And sometimes when you're a fanatic, some people get mad with other people because they don't have their decorations up, like something's wrong with them. But you never know what's going on inside of someone's home. And he came to thank Pastor and I to say, hey, my wife lays in her bed, while she's getting her treatment. And she says, please lift up my blinds so that I can see Christmas. So it just warmed our heart, whereas we were doing it because I'm a fanatic, and he was probably afraid of not doing what I asked him to do because he knew what I probably just, say something crazy. But you don't know, the light that you project may be a blessing to someone else. And it doesn't always have to be, grand. It could just be a candle in your window. And even if you don't have that, it could be your attitude. You're meeting someone in the grocery store. That's your light. You're a light in a dark world. You should shine so that people not see you, but they see the glory of God. But just the decoration in our house, he said she absolutely loved it. And every Christmas she couldn't wait, because I put mine up before Thanksgiving. Go figure. To see the Christmas decorations. So at night, while she was getting her treatments, she would just look across the street and enjoy the decorations. So they didn't have to put them up. I put up enough for them, and that was that was a blessing. So whatever you do this holiday season, whether it be letting your attitude twinkle or the lights on the outside of your house twinkle, just make sure that they're bright enough for people to see God. And that's the reason for the season.
Oh,
Amen.
I love that.
That's
That
a
is
beautiful
beautiful.
story. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I love that last sentiment too.
Mhm.
Did you have any last words, Alicia?
No, look, I went on. I'm on your, on the live, looking at the comments, and that song that Angela posted was "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas." That one.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what that's her favorite song. "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas," which is so cute.
That is
So,
cute.
mhm.
So, did you have any final things you wanted to add?
Just God bless all of you. We need each other. We are the body of Christ. We are brothers and sisters in Christ. And, you know, for those that are in a place of what am I going to do? Like you said, Jocelyn, turn that to how can I be a blessing to someone? And that will really help you get through that. And that's for anyone, really, because this is about giving. The season is about giving. Um, and again, you don't have to give of you. You may not have the finances to give, to go and buy things, but you can give of your time. You can spend time with someone. You can, if you're a painter, you can paint something for someone in a nursing home who would love that connection and love that gift, or whatever it is that you do. You can find a way to share it. Find a way to share you for the holidays.
I like that. I like that too. Find a way to share you. So find a way to share you, and then let the light in you shine
Yeah,
before men. Let the light in you, even if you don't have outside lights in your house, you be the light.
you be the light.
I love that. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I have enjoyed myself. I've had fun. It's been a lot of wisdom imparted. I hope that everyone that has been here with us has gotten something from it. I know we've definitely got our five our reads is to, during this season, and really any season, but especially this season. We want you to redirect, rediscover, restructure, reevaluate, and redefine. Redirect, rediscover, restructure, reevaluate, and redefine your every part of your life. I mean, you don't have to do it all at once. You can just start with one little area, and it may be relationships. You know, that maybe we talked a lot about relationships tonight. So it may be relationships where you start to look at your relationships and what you want from them and what you need from them. Ladies, if people want to reach out to you, so if anyone wanted to book you for a talk or to come and even preach or teach or impart wisdom, how can they reach you? Where should they go to reach you? Alicia, we can start with you.
You can visit my website at aliciaredmondministries.com. Or, of course, I'm right here on Facebook.
And, so Alicia Redmond Ministries.com. If somebody can type that in the chat, in the comment section for me, that'd be great. Alicia Redmond, just like she spelled her, like you see on the screen, ministries.com.
Mm-hmm.
Redmond on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Or you also have Bloom Women's Ministry on Facebook as well.
Yes, Bloom Women's Group. I can't remember if the name is Bloom on Facebook. If it's
yeah.
But
you can find her on Alicia.
Look for Bloom Women's Ministry on Facebook.
Yes. And then First Lady, how can they reach you?
I'll come to you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so definitely can be reached at woflovecenter.org, or you can reach me on Facebook.
Wait a minute. So woflovecenter.org.
Or you can go. You can go to the website, Word of Faith Love Center.
Okay, or they can go to, is it woflovecenter.org or wordoffaithlovecenter.org? I don't even know.
It's both.
Both. Okay. Or wordoffaithlovecenter.org. Okay.
And if they want to contact me there, that's fine. Or you can just go to my Facebook page, which is simply Lisa Garmon.
Okay. Or they can reach Lisa Garmon. And you also have, there's a lot of feedback, guys. I'm sorry. And I don't know where it's coming from. You can also go to Table Talk 2.0. You can, if you want to be more in Sister Lisa's, Reverend Lisa's sphere, you can go to her, join her Facebook group, Table Talk 2.0. Well, I am. Oh, hold on.
If you are going to, if they go to Table Talk 2.0, they would have to be invited. They can actually request to be a part of that platform. It is a private platform, and I did that purposely so that we can keep the purpose for the platform. So don't be alarmed if you go and it takes me about 48 hours, just to check it and invite you in. And once you're in, you're in. But that's the way, that's another platform.
Okay, awesome. And I will be here next Monday for Navigating Now, and we will be talking about navigating hope, which is a lot of what we talked about tonight too, but it'll be just on a deeper, more focused level. And so I would appreciate you joining me then for that. This feedback is crazy.
It is.
I would appreciate you joining me for that. And I'll be here at 8 p.m. next Monday, and we'll be talking about navigating hope. And you can also join me this Wednesday at 7 a.m. for some joy in the morning for Joyous Living with Jocelyn Harrison, where we talk about how to have your best life in Christ. And we will actually be ending the series that we've been doing on obedience. And I will be talking about, so our First Lady mentioned this actually, the obedience of Joseph and Mary. And since we were celebrating the birth of Jesus, I figured, well, I didn't figure, the Holy Spirit figured that told me that's what I should talk about. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So meet me this Wednesday so we can chat about that. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I just appreciate Alicia and First Lady for their time and for their wisdom. I guess if we're sipping a little tea with me and with us tonight. And so I say, have a great evening. Have a fantastic Christmas. I wish you Merry Christmas and blessings to you all. Have a great night. This is your girl Jocelyn, and I am signing out. We are signing out. Have a good one.
Good night, everyone.
I know First Lady was trying to say good night, but I think I'm muted. Don't say good night, First Lady.
Good night, sweet dreams.
All right. Peace out, everyone.